Hey guys, welcome to Denny's. Today I want to show you the probably the best build in any ARPG that I've ever played. And it's not like it's insane as far as I haven't really reached like crazy corruption levels. I know I'm going to. And I know there's probably a lot of people that play this build, but I really wanted to highlight this one. I have like a fireball mage that I've been playing. I got to level 100 and then I started a void knight. So I'm going to go over a few things that stand out and why, what can make this build kind of insane, and why it's the best build in my opinion. And obviously that's subjective opinions. No, some people might not like this, but I want to go over it because I think if you play this build, you're probably going to enjoy it quite a bit. It's beginner friendly. It's if you're a veteran ARPG player, you're gonna have a little bit of fun, I think, but to each their own. But we're gonna start it off. So this is the Warpath Void Knight. So yeah, I'm level 88. I'm not crazy high. I just got empowered monos. I just got some blessings. I'm trying to get up in corruption. But I'm gonna go over the build real quick and kind of go over some things that are super important if you want to start to go for this build. Really quickly, so you guys can pause the video on the passives, or you can pause the video on the skill talent trees if you want. I'm going to go over them here one by one pretty quickly, and then I'm going to just do a little gameplay showcase to show you why I think this build is insane. It's just fun. It's a lot of fun, and I think anybody who plays this game should try it because this is like I've played Diablo, I've played Path of Exile, I've played a bunch of ARPGs, and it's something about the spinning and just the way this game does it that's really different, and I don't know. So I'm gonna go over it now. So starting off, our mastery is gonna be Void Knight. So we went Sentinel, we went Void Knight. I'm gonna start with the Sentinel tree. So what we've got here, we've got some early resistances. I didn't go into this until recently to unlock some attack speed, but most notable on this page, you're gonna want early resistances, you're gonna want armor, and you're going to want cooldown recovery speed, and then attack speed is insane. So you're going to get, as soon as you get higher, you're going to go for the attack speed. Early, I would say just spend 20 points so you can get right into the Void Knight tree, but later, definitely, after you've got a few points invested in here on some crazy nodes, go for this because attack speed's insane. So yeah, you can pause the video if you want to take a look at this. I will note this is heavily inspired by a build guide that I found on Maxroll. I think it was McFluffin. I did some different things, minor changes here and there for what I wanted to do, but more or less it's very much inspired by that. But yeah, that's the Sentinel tree. Void Knight tree. This is kind of just to get some more resistances, more health. I didn't want to go fully into it because I like damage early, and I feel like I'm tanky enough to where it doesn't matter. I'm gonna go over some notable ones really fastly. So World Eater. Very, very good. You need that for early sustain, and it'll heal you if you ever take damage pretty much to full if you have a good enough weapon. Void Blade's good melee damage. This one I think is very notable because this gives you more melee time rot chance, and we'll talk about why that's very good, but just know that's very good for right now. Increased void damage, pretty good. The most notable are going to be these three right here. So you have a base 10% echo chance with this build, and then this actually adds on to it. By 10%, 10%, and then 10%. So that 4x's the chance to echo every second, basically, which you'll see in a second, the gameplay, why it's so important and why it's so fun and why it's so good to use these. So this is the more notable side. I go into here for some extra health, here for extra sustainability. It's like a little cheat death. It's not a cheat death, but it basically saves you a lot. It pops some cooldown, some abilities whenever you get below 20%, and it's got a 30-second internal cooldown. But yeah. Pretty basic. Only reason I went into this is to get this more melee void damage, and so on and so forth. More notable ones, like I said, you're gonna go here, these three, very important. But other than that, kind of go where your basically like defensives are. Oh, and this one's notable as well because the more points you spend, the more crit you get. But that is that. Paladin, literally just do whatever to get 15 to get Sigils of Hope, but I think that these are the best. I think, attunement, you get elemental resistance, which is insane, and then you get a bunch of health here, which is insane. I don't think that the penetration is really necessary. Obviously, it doesn't even give you Void Pen, and then this, you're not really blocking, and then these, you're not igniting, you're not casting Smite, you're not using any blocking. So yeah, these are the really only ones you should use to get to the 15 to get the Sigils of Hope. Now we're going to go to the skill. So I'm going to start with Warpath because obviously that's the most important. So basically, as you're starting off, you just want to go for no mana, right? So you do two here, one here. You have no mana cost. Now you can infinitely channel Warpath. As soon as you have that, you're basically going to get here as fast as you can, Maw of the Deep as fast as you can. So if that means spending 2 here, get here, get here, get here, get this ASAP, that's going to be what I was talking about earlier, where the time rot is going to increase our damage. So per time rot stack, 15%, time rot caps at 12. That's important. Time rot caps at 12. So the more you have, the faster you get it, the faster you're going to do damage. Okay, that's really important. Other than that, you can kind of do what you want, but make sure you go for this. Just increase damage. I ended up not doing the area and doing move speed because I feel like I've just got a crazy roll in my boots for move speed, so I wanted more move speed. It just kind of gets a little out of hand. But yeah, more area, more damage, mana, this. Very, very straightforward. All the other abilities, to be honest with you, they really don't matter. I mean, they do and they don't. We're going to go with... I went with Shield Rush just because it's insane for mobility, like getting across the map if you want to rush through and like skip things and go for objectives. It literally is insane. You can just hold it down forever. And it basically it can get you across the map if you aim it right. Mana reduction, notable on this one, I'd say. And then just more damage, basically going into damage, area, damage, and then less damage taken. Pretty straightforward. I think this is like a copy paste of what the build had, but it was pretty good. This is pretty important because this one is the most important, I'd say. It makes so you don't need a shield. So definitely go 2 into here first, then into that, so you don't have to require shield, then go into the mana. That's my opinion on that. That way it's a little bit more beginner friendly. You kind of just go right into there. You don't need a shield. You can just use your 2-hander and then go into that. Volatile Reversal. Just make sure basically that you get the attack speed here, and that you get the move speed here a little bit. I don't have it stacked up because I don't have too many buffs to my skills right now, but I would do one more in there. This is pretty nice. It's more damage whenever you leave a Void Rift behind, whenever you press Volatile Reversal. But the more important ones are pretty much just going to be the fact that you use this to regain your mana after you do Sigils of Hope. So you can kind of do whatever you want here. I just think this is the best way. I mean, it's pretty cookie cutter in my opinion. Like, you're not really doing too much here. Sigils. The only thing that you really want sigils for is this and this. These two right here. So this is nice. It turns fire damage into void damage, so you do get some active void damage. You do get some time rot chance because it turns ignite into time rot chance. And then obviously this one's pretty notable because every time you get a kill, you have a 6% chance to just proc a sigil without having to use it. So kind of at the beginning of the map, you would just go 1, 2, 3, 4, Volatile Reversal, basically spin for the rest of the time, and your 6% chance is probably going to keep it up well enough to where you don't have to press it again. But yeah, you can kind of pause it here if you want to take a look. But we've got longer duration, 1 more sigil, so we get the extra 20% damage, void damage, and then these just for a little bit added damage, these two. This one's pretty big for single target, so it's called Anomaly. Anomaly is big for single target. So the reason that it's big for single target is because it gives us basically an instant little bubble that pops up if you use this tree right here. This is the very important node you need right here for that. It pops up a bubble. Basically, this is what it does, right? It gives you it shreds their void resistance. It gives you increased void damage on them. It gives you increased time rod duration and void penetration. It basically just gives you a bunch of extra damage on one place on a short cooldown, right? What is it? 16-second cooldown. And you have a bunch of CDR on it as well. So more damage, right? More attack speed, more void res, more, it lasts longer. And then if they go into it and walk out for 2 seconds after they walk out, they're going to keep the debuff. So you're going to still pump into them. And then this is the CDR. So you will be able to be inside the bubble and get more CDR. But yeah, this is the single target. If you ever come up to a boss or anything you need to kill fast, pop it down and literally just like rotate around. And if you're inside of it, you get a little bit more attack speed as well with one of the traits as well. Where is it? It's right here. Yeah, it's right here. So if you're inside of it, try to like rotate around it, or I guess orbit it, you would say. That way you get the attack speed and you can spawn the Void Knights. The most important thing I'd say, if you don't take anything from this, whenever you're playing this build, this ability right here, it's called Echo Knight. You have to understand this because it's a very important part. So basically, while spinning, you deal increased void damage. You have a chance to spawn an Echo. It is equal to twice your chance for skills to Echo. So that's why I was going into the 40% chance to Echo every second. Turns into 80% chance if you do the math. But basically, this is important. So understand this. Whenever you are reading the second half here, you can only create a Warpath Echo if you have been spinning for at least 2 seconds and have traveled at least 4 meters in the past 2 seconds. So 4 meters is kind of hard. I think like 4 meters would probably be from like here to like right there, or like here to like right there. But the idea is this: you can't just, stop spinning, right? If you do damage, then all right, I'm gonna stop spinning. The more you stop spinning, the less damage you're gonna do, and you have to be moving. So you can't, if you're on a boss, like let's pretend this thing's in the middle, you can't just go around like this. You're not gonna spawn any. You know what I mean? Unless you're like going in a wider, or see, now I start spawning some. That is very important. You can't just go around in a small, you have to play this and you have to move around. You have to go a lot of places. And that is why the next part I'm going to go over is super important. You've got these, not only this warpath area and this warpath area, but you actually have these idols that grant increased warpath area. I don't have really good rolls on them right now, but you want 4 of these. Absolutely. Because look at this size of this spin. I'm going to go in now and I'm just going to show you guys a quick little like gameplay loop of what it looks like to play this build and why it is so fun. So just kind of give my commentary on why I think so and what we're doing and stuff. So start of the map, I just hold down sigils until I get 4. Volatile reversal, let's tap this. Ooh, we got some increased attack speed and we're just going to send it. And you don't even have to worry about not killing things, because guess what? It's probably going to die from your echo. Yeah, because you have an 80% chance every second to spawn an echo, right? I know a legendary drop back there. I'm just going to skip it for the sake of this. If it's 4 LP, whatever. More attack speed, nice. You kind of just keep going, keep going, keep going. And then I've got an objective right here. It's a boss. Throw the time bubble on it. Orbit it for a sec. You're going to see one spawn probably. Look at it. And he's dead. Like, literally, you can just keep going and going. And it's so much dopamine because literally you just watch their HP bars go from 100 to 0, which is fantastic. Oh, my God. It's just so fantastic. And at the same time, you are moving super fast. You can see, boom, he's dead. Echo complete. Pretty quick echo, pretty easy one. Not really a lot of distance, but you get the idea. I did half the stability as well, so everything was dying that I was killing, right? It's not like it wasn't dying. But yeah, that's a little game. That's a single echo. I'm gonna go into the gear real quick before the video ends, to give you guys an idea at what also is kind of helping with this and why it's doing so much. So first and foremost, Apathy's Maw, right? I mean, you have to be level 65. Wouldn't worry about it until then. Pretty easy to get. It actually took me quite a while, but before launch, I definitely had like 10 of them in like less than 40 hours played. So it's just luck, how it goes. Apathy's Maw is pretty important. Dark Stride's pretty important, and then Siphon of Anguish is pretty important. Leveling this guy, I would say level it. Just do what you want until you get to like level 55, and you can equip the Siphon of Anguish. And then 65 Apathy's Maw, your game's just going to completely break. Your whole gameplay, you're just going to be so overpowered. Like if you have these 2 items mixed with Dark Stride, it definitely is insane as well, but you get the idea. Apathy's Maw, Dark Stride, Siphon of Anguish, most notable ones to go for. I'll leave it here so you can kind of take a look at it if you want to pause, but I haven't even done the legendary potential on this. There's that. Now, if you want to go light speed, get a Quicksilver Coil, and every time you hit, you have a high chance to get haste, and you just increase your movement speed tied to, whatever other movement speeds you have. But we definitely want Warpath on our chest, so if you can get level to Warpath to your chest, increased health is nice too. Anomaly on the helmet, increased single target damage. My build is far from perfected, guys. Keep that in mind. I'm just going to give my recommendations. On Apathy's Maw, definitely go for the melee critical strike chance instead of melee void damage. The reason I have melee void damage is because I haven't gotten any exalted melee critical strike chances yet, so that's what I'm working on now. Obviously, never know when it'll come. This is not the best, but it's got really good affixes. This implicit's pretty terrible, but it's got really, really good affixes, so I'm just using this. I was able to seal damage while channeling. Poison damage is useless, but it had a damage while channeling on there. I tried to craft it up, but you're looking for all resistance while channeling, damage while channeling, Apathy's Maw, Dark Stride, Siphon of Anguish, melee attack speed, strength, all that stuff with this build will help. If you get a weapon with area for area skills, that's awesome. But eventually, Apathy's Maw is just going to be BIS. So definitely note that. Other than that, man, I feel like this was a pretty long video, but it's a really, really fun build. And I think everybody should try it. It's so fun. Honestly, it's just, yeah, I definitely go and try it out, guys. And I don't know how many people stayed this long, but if you did, don't forget to subscribe and like and comment. I'm just going to be making videos on Last Epoch. And who knows in the future, but right now I'm just really liking this game, and I want to put my opinion out there and maybe help some people enjoy the game like I am, because I'm like addicted fully to this game. It's like a fresh take for me. So anyway, have a good one, guys. Peace out.